Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another Make a Card My Day video. Today I'm going to be using some brand new products from Mama Elephant. In fact, today's post and video are part of a blog hop celebrating Mama Elephant's anniversary. I'm going to be using the Fuzzy Hugs stamp set as well as the coordinating dies. And I love the images in this stamp set. They're so cute and cuddly. Knocking it out of the park once again, Mama Elephant. And I'm also going to be using another cover die. This is the Winter Forest cover die. And I love these birch trees that it cuts out and then gives you like a little sloping hill to work with. I think it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to be using some watercolor paper today. This is Fabriano Artistico Extra White. And I'm going to remove it from the block by running a bone folder around the edge. That's going to help me get it off the block here. Later in the video, you'll see me do some painting by keeping the paper on the block, which is totally an option. But in this case, I'm only going to be using a corner of this piece here, and I'm going to use it to stamp two of the little animals. I'm using the bunnies here. I'm using some Ink on 3 Fade Out ink because I'm going to do some no-line coloring. And I actually ended up inking it up twice and stamping it twice because the first stamping was a little bit too pale for me. I wasn't able to make out the lines. So I thought just double stamping that would give me a little bit more to work with. So you can see how faint and pale the lines are. Super, super nice for no-line watercoloring. I'm going to be using some Distress inks today. This is my little tray of Distress ink mini cubes. This tray is from Stampin' Store. I've had a few people ask about it. I will have it linked down in the supply section today if you want to check that out. So I'm going to be using a palette from Art Impressions to kind of smush my ink pads down onto. And then I'm going to be painting the scene with a number 2 round Escada Prado brush. I'm just going to do some full strength ink at the outer edge and then pull it in with a clean brush. I'm going to speed up the painting process here and turn on some music, and I'll catch you after the painting's finished. hope you enjoyed seeing all that painting. These two bunnies are so precious. I just want to cuddle them. I want to give them a big hug. So I used the coordinating die for this image, and I just used some washi tape to hold that die in place while I ran it through my Gemini Junior die cutting machine. This is going to cut out the images, or the image, with just a little bit of a white border around the outside edge. It'll be perfect for popping this image up on the front of my card. So like I mentioned before, I am going to do some watercoloring where I keep the watercolor paper on the block. I'm using two different colors of distress ink. I'm using Stormy Sky and Victorian Velvet, and I'm wetting down my watercolor paper before I start actual painting to make sure it's nice and wet. And then I'm going to tip up the watercolor paper a little bit while I add some color. I want this to be a very, very pale background. I want the colors to be very, very soft. And I'm using a larger round brush. I think this is a size 10 round brush, just to make sure I have streaks of color going across this background. This is going to be behind the trees on my final card. And so this is going to be a nice kind of faded sky look. So after I had all of that on there, I dabbed off a little bit off the bottom, and then I used my heat tool to speed up the drying process. You could definitely just let it air dry. So I trimmed that down to an A2 sized card front, and then I created a card out of some Neenah Solar White 110 pound cardstock. I used a Xyron Extreme adhesive runner to add adhesive to the back of my watercolor panel and then directly onto the card front. That adhesive is super, super strong, so if your watercolor paper is warping at all, it will help it flatten out. I then die cut that cover die just out of some white cardstock, and I put a bunch of foam strips on the back. The Darice thin foam strips are the perfect size to go behind all of these little itty bitty trees. I did break them up a little bit and only use small sections of each foam strip. So I placed that over the front of this card, and then I put some foam adhesive behind the bunnies, but I also stamped a greeting. This is one of the greetings from the stamp set. I stamped it on some vellum, and then using a Xyron Create a Sticker machine, I actually adhered the vellum to another piece of vellum to make it a little bit more opaque. And then I cut it into a banner shape and ran it through that Xyron Create a Sticker machine one more time to put adhesive all on the back. And then I cut it out and made it the perfect size to nestle in next to this tree. I put some foam adhesive behind the bunnies and then press the bunnies down onto the front of the card. And that's going to finish the card for today. This was such a joy to work with. That stamp set is adorable, and I really love how it turned out. These were just a few of the products in Mama Elephant's latest release. If you want to see every single product that they've come out with, make sure you click over to their shop or over to Simon Says Stamp. You can check out all of their new stamps and dies. Such a fun release. So many holiday products that I can't wait to use in my upcoming holiday card series. On screen, I've got 3 more examples using Mama Elephant stamps. Some are going to have some no-line coloring involved on it too. I hope you'll check those out. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button so that I know you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys very soon.